Mark Castanini and WCW heavyweight star Slam Sam Greco make his way to the ring. From New Zealand, he defeated Muhammad Ali first up. Stepping up for the first semi-final, rugged Ronnie Sefo. Mark the Hammer, rugged Ronnie Sefo accounted for Muhammad Ali. Now he squares off against the Chief, Peter Graham.
Well, Sefo has been there before. He's got through the final of the K1 in New Zealand, so this is not new territory for him, and he really wants this one here tonight.
The Chief, Peter Graham.
I repeat, will the real Slim Shady please stand up? We're gonna have a problem here. Don't act like you've never seen a white person before.
It's time to get a little funky. He's big, he's bad. He may be a little mad with a haircut like that, I'll tell you what. Peter the Chief Graham dancing around on his way to the ring, and my word, Hammer, he looks mega confident.
Well, he certainly does, Michael. Sam, can we see you with one of these haircuts on a WCW, mate? You make an impression.
Well, I'll tell you what, first I've got to grow hair, then I'm going to have a haircut like that.
You and me both, Sam. Peter the Chief Graham in centering. Let's go to the man in the bow tie, Andy Raymond.
A Trans-Tasman battle to kick off semi-finals of K1 Oceania 2001. Once again, K1 rules, and we are scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, fighting from the blue corner. He hails from New Zealand, and in fact was a runner-up in K1 New Zealand in 2000. A semi-finalist in K1 Oceania in the same year. Weighing in at 103.65 kilos with a quarter-final win over Muhammad Ali, the Sly Ron Sefo. Standing in the red corner, a former WKBF World Amateur Champion and trained by Blitz Hall of Famer, the legendary Alex Tui. He weighed in at 115.55 kilos with a quarter-final win over Phil Fagan. He is now the hometown boy. He is the Chief, Peter purpose of the man in charge of the action when the bell rings.
Well, what a round of applause there for the Chief, Peter Graham, the only Australian survivor in the 8-man K1 Oceania. Rugged Ronnie Sefo from New Zealand, Andrew Peck from New Zealand, Mark Hunt originally from New Zealand, all still in the lineup, and this man, Peter Graham, the only Aussie. Bryce Birtwhistle gives last-minute instructions. The Chief, Peter Graham, with Alex Tui, the Blitz Hall of Famer, in the red corner. Rugged Ronnie Sefo with brother Ray Sefo, who made it all the way to the K1 Grand Prix final against Ernesto Hoost in 2000. Bryce Birtwhistle gets us underway. We're joined ringside in commentary by WCW star, former K1 international global star, Sam Greco. Sam, who's your tip in this fight?
Well, I'll tell you what, all these guys come out pretty confident all the time. I mean, it's important to be confident, but most of all, they're relaxed because they've already had one fight. It's hard to pick. I mean, just looking at the guys now, they're obviously both picking targets, trying to find openings or trying to create openings.
Mark Castanini, who do you favour so far, the Chief or the rugged one?
Well, I think Peter Graham is looking very focused here tonight. He's certainly going to go after those legs of Ronnie Sefo. Ronnie's renowned for being a slow starter, but Pete will certainly rise to the occasion and take it up to him. There's a nice slinging leg kick there from Ronnie.
Well,
but,
Ronnie
very
Sefo,
even one, this one.
No doubt. Peter Graham's a great kicker. I mean, coming from a karate background. I mean, as you can see, or as you saw earlier on tonight, he can get his leg up and can get it down just as quick. So, look, that's something to watch out for.
Peter Graham storms forward, chopping away at the lead thigh. He did a number on Phil Fagan earlier in the night. Chopped out Phil's lead leg, and that's what led to the towel being thrown in from Phil Fagan's corner. Can he do the same? Big Ronnie Sefo, the big Goodnight Irene right hand to the jaw. Peter Graham, a very confident man, tipping the scales at 115 kilos. The biggest we've ever seen him.
Well, Sam, coming into the second round, your body's obviously taken a bit of a bruising in the first round. How are you feeling? Does it slow your movement down?
It does to a certain degree, but look, in this sport here, especially K1, when you get to the K1, which is the Premier League of kickboxing, it's a mental state. Even though you're physically hurt, it's a mental state. You've really got to be strong mentally, and I presume these guys are all set and ready, you know.
Those whipping high round kicks from Peter Graham off the lead leg and the rear leg, a product of his Kyokushin karate background, the same background that Sam Greco originally hails from. Good leg kick to the lead thigh there from the Chief Peter Graham, outweighing and outreaching Ronnie Sefo. Another chopping leg kick checked there by Ron Sefo. Goes downstairs again, does Peter Graham. Graham looking supremely confident here, Hammer.
Well, Graham's still moving around quite freely. He's up on the balls of his feet. He's not flat-footed. Even though he's carrying that extra weight, he's still moving quite well. Ronnie's looking a bit tired, though, don't you think, Sam?
He's looking a bit tired, but, Peter Graham's playing it smart. He's cutting down the ring. He's virtually brought, his opponent, Sefo, back to his own corner. And he's doing the damage on him in his own corner.
He's just keeping him trapped there in the blue corner, trying to keep him on the ropes, obviously isolating the target. So he can ping away with the leg kicks and bring the right hand through.
He's definitely scoring at the moment.
Big thumping leg kicks of Peter Graham will make Ronnie Sefo wish he was someplace else. First round of action, this one scheduled for 3, the first semi-final of the K1 Oceania 2001. One of these men will progress to the final and face the winner of Andrew Peck or Mark Hunt.
Absolutely great support here. Sefo just takes a head kick on the pelt there.
Peter Graham looking solid here in the first round of action, guys. Sam Greco, how do you see it so far?
Well, I tell you what, I definitely give that ground to Peter Graham. He outscored him, landed a lot more clean shots than what Sefo did. Nothing away from Sefo. There's another 2 rounds to tell, so we just have to wait and see. But my money at the moment would have to be on Peter Graham.
I'll tell you what, saved by the bell was Sefo right there, right on the bell. Sammy, imagine if that round had gone on for another 10-15 seconds. I think Graham would have unloaded, had him stunned there just in the blue corner.
Well, when you land a great shot on your opponent, your confidence grows by about 1,000%. So, no doubt.
Well, that high left round kick was almost reminiscent of the K1 New Zealand. Ronnie Sefo leaned into a high right round kick from Andrew Peck and got knocked out in the final. He's got to be careful he doesn't make the same mistake.
Exactly. That's when he gets caught. Ronnie gets a bit tired and he can get caught during that time.
We're about to roll into the second round of action. The Chief Peter Graham looking fresh out of the red corner. Ronnie Sefo out of the blue corner. Sam, did you ever have the pleasure or displeasure of fighting Ray Sefo in the K1?
I did. I actually fought him in the first round of the 99 Grand Prix, and I beat, actually, funny enough, not funny enough, I'm glad that I actually beat Ray.
Tough bunch, the Sefo brothers.
Yeah, they're tough boys, no doubt.
I remember the bus ride back from the Tokyo Dome that evening, Sam, you and Ray Sefo, still good mates though on the bus there, having a look at the video on the bus and just trading a little bit of information to each other. It was all good fun though, and everyone was best of friends.
That's exactly right. It's look, when you step in that ring, it's business, but when you step out, hey, we've got to look after each other.
Comments from the WCW superstar Sam Greco, the Hammer Mark Castanedi and Michael Chavello. Here comes rugged Ronnie Sefo. Sefo's exploded in the second round. Well, Sefo stepping up the pressure. Peter Graham smiling at him. Chopping away at the legs again. Peter Graham. Here comes the Chief. Here comes the pain.
Well, Roddy needs to fight out. He can't just sit on the ropes there and let Graham tee off on him, because that's when he's really going to pay the price.
High left round kick there from Ronnie Sefo. The Chief responds with one of his own. They're really turning on the pressure, pulling out all the stops in the second round, Sam.
I tell you what, these guys are throwing everything. They're going to be throwing the kitchen sink at each other very soon, I tell you.
It'll come out soon along with all the cutlery. You can bet on that. High left round kick from Ronnie Sefo.
You can definitely tell that Peter Graham's a great kicker and Ronnie's a great boxer.
There's the knees.
Four knees from Peter Graham.
There's the knees. A very understated technique in K1. Not enough fighters using enough of those knee strikes. When they do, sometimes they're very effective.
Rib kick off the rear leg there from Ronnie Sefo. Peter Graham goes downstairs for chopping away at that lead thigh. Ronnie Sefo taking it up to Peter Graham here in the second round after a slow start in the first. Peter Graham might be tiring a bit now, Sam Greco.
Well, I don't think just Peter Graham. I think it's both fighters are tiring out, but this is where you're really going to be mentally focused, and your mental stage will take you right through this fight.
Good leg check there from the Chief Peter Graham. Ronnie Sefo gets one up high.
Well, great support here for this event here tonight. Absolutely full with the Crown Showroom. What a tremendous event. A lot of support outside, people watching.
Oh, great uppercut there by Sefo. Yeah.
Peter Graham, the inside leg kick to the inside left thigh, then goes high to the head. The Chief putting it together well in the kicking department.
He throws that lead roundhouse nicely, Peter Graham, Sammy. Gets it right up there.
He does indeed. In fact, it was one of my favourite techniques. I used to keep my opponents away, Used to make them wonder when it was going to come.
I think I actually got slapped in the head with one of them when we had a bit of a play at the Underworld there. You give me a bit of a lesson in round kicks to the head.
Well, that's why I mentioned it.
Old memories die hard for the former Australian champion, Mark the Hammer Castanini. Ringside with myself, Michael Chavella, and Slam and Sam Greco.
Here comes Peter Graham. Look at those knees.
Centre ring here from Peter Graham. Inside leg kick from the Chief.
I'll tell you what, even though Ronnie took him on the gloves, they're still going to have
Leg kick down to Sefo.
3.
The count is on.
He's got one more knockdown to go in this round.
That's it. Yeah.
Peter Graham's going to hunt after him into the final
He's got to stay up, Ronnie.
He'll play. He'll keep working that leg. If I know Peter Graham well as a karate fighter, he'll keep working that leg.
And he did go straight after it.
I tell you what, fellas, we've got one more round left. First of all, Mark the Hammer, how do you see it?
Well, I can see just Peter Graham just sticking to the task. I believe, as Sam was saying, it's a mental resolve, and he has a very strong mental resolve. Ronnie seems to sort of fade in and out. Sometimes he's there for it, and sometimes he's sort of sitting back, sort of looking for an opening that perhaps won't come. But Graham, you see him just banging those knees in, and even though, as I said, you're taking it on the gloves sometimes, the shock of the knee hitting you still reverberates through the gloves and into your head, and that really puts the fighter off and can really shake your bearings up.
Just look at these two fighters, and I look at Sefo. Like I said, Sefo's got great hands. He covers that distance well. When he's in close, he works Graham very well with his hands. But Graham's got him worked out. I mean, Graham can keep him away with his legs and slap him. He can actually jab with his front leg.
Yeah,
that's how good he is.
Certainly, the front kick off the lead leg is a very underestimated technique for finding range. That's for sure.
And final round.
The pride of a nation rests on the shoulders of Peter Graham from Australia against Ronnie Sefo from New Zealand. They touch gloves for the third and final round. Referee Bryce Birtwhistle gets us underway. A sticky jab there from Ronnie Sefo to open proceedings and a 1-2 to the jaw. Walks into a front kick to the big man, the Chief Peter Graham at 115 kilograms.
I think Ray's going to have to, after unloading those hands, he's going to have to finish off with some sort of leg kick if he wants to score here.
Comments there from WCW heavyweight star Sam Greco. Ringside with Mark Castanini and Michael Chavella. Peter Graham just storms forward again, bringing down the leg kick onto the outside left thigh. A thumping one was there from Gray. Ronnie Sefo just sucking in the air, flicking high left round kick to the head there from Peter Graham. Body shot high right round kick there from Ronnie Sefo. Just not enough mustard behind it to do any real damage.
Well, Ronnie's really looking a bit zapped now.
Yeah, he's looking for air there. He's looking for air. Graham looks the fresher one of the two.
Peter Graham has come prepared to treat by Alex Tui, although he stacked 6 kilograms onto his bone from the time he fought Stan the Man last week.
There goes that leg kick again, as we see.
He's rolling it in.
He just keeps rolling those knees and that leg kick on Sefo's left leg.
The big chopping leg kicks to the lead thigh from the Chief Peter Graham and the knees to the midsection. Ronnie Sefo won't be walking tomorrow, that's for sure.
Don't bring back memories, Michael, please.
Nothing like a good cork thigh in the morning, is there, Sam?
I tell you what, my best friend was ice.
Sammy Greco just waits to get put in the Goldberg jackhammer one day, boy.
Oh, he's got to get me there first.
I reckon you just slam a couple of round kicks and a couple of those knees.
I might give him my GKO.
A little bit of slamming in centre ring here from Peter Graham, showing his authority over Ronnie Sefo in the third round. Tries to line up the axe kick.
There's only one master at that axe kick.
We know the late great one, Andy Hug.
Andy Hug. What an absolute legend.
Yep.
He was.
There you go, very good friend of mine.
Another man from the Kyokushin ranks, of course, Andy Hug, Sam.
Yeah, he was indeed. Very tough at heart. Had a heart of a lion.
He wasn't a big man in stature, though, Andy, was he?
He made it up. One of the shortest. Heart and mind, he did.
But the heart had a lot of weight behind it, that's for sure.
You better believe it.
Hope you're enjoying the show right around the country on Fox Sports. A big cheerio to Steve, Sue, Rachel Morgan, and all the guys and girls at JTY in Brisbane.
Also, all that Pinewood Fitness and all the boys down at the Whiskey Bar. They love their K1 fighting.
And all the guys over at the WCW.
Yes, I'm sure they can get a lesson in fighting. What do you reckon, Sam?
Back here in Australia. Flicking high left round kick there from Peter Graham. Chopping leg kicks. Ronnie Sefo goes down.
Ronnie's going to have to pull one out here, if he wants to win this fight.
Was that the second knockdown in that round?
No, the referee didn't award it a knockdown, actually, Hammer.
Okay, took it as a slip.
Peter Graham continues to stalk forward, continues to move forward. Ronnie Sefo just nodding and says, come on, Chief. Come on, Chief. Is that all you've got for me, he says.
A lead round kick again and again and again by Graham. He just keeps rolling it out.
Guys, I think Peter Graham might be on his way to the final of the K1 Oceania, Sam.
Yep, I think you're right.
He's getting stronger as he goes along, Graham.
There it is.
Oh, there it is. The end of the third and final round. We go down to the judges. First of all, Mark the Hammer caller.
Well, it'd have to be Graham for my money.
Sam Greco.
Totally agree with you. Couldn't agree with you more. There it is, Graham. It's Graham's fight.
Well, we've got an unofficial unanimous decision for Peter Graham ringside to progress into the final. What a display from the Chief.
Thank you for sharing your time with us, Sammy, here tonight.
Thank you guys
sitting
for having me.
ringside.
It was an absolute pleasure being at such a prestigious event.
Sam, it's great to have you. Keep flying the flag over there for the Aussies in the WCW as Peter Graham flies it here at the K1 Oceania 2001.
You better believe it. I do it all the man. I'm the man from down under.
We just see Graham now, lead round kick getting in on Sefo. He squares himself up again. There it goes again. That's number 2. Sefo shaking, saying, yep, that got me through. But Peter Graham landing him oh so nicely. I'll tell you what, a round kick off the lead leg. Sammy Gricko had that one down pat, and he was a master of that lead round kick. And Peter Graham, right out of the textbook of Sam Gricko technique, was throwing those round kicks, bringing the Kyokushin spirit right through and into this fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a unanimous points victor. Judge Waddell scored the bout 30-26, Judge Bullner 30-27, and Judge Liu 30-27. Your winner and the first man through to the final, the Chief, Peter Graham!
Oh, well, there you go. The Aussie is through to the final. The Chief, Peter Graham.